I was raised basically by my mother because unfortunately my father passed away, when I was 4 years old. I was brought up by my mother and my grandmother, and it was a very religious household. We went to the Catholic Church every week. I remember we'd pray every morning on our way to school in the car, and I can still hear Mum, praying, and me and my brother repeating the words after her, and that'd probably take up most of our, possibly 5-minute journey to school. Once I left school, then, I just wanted to work and study and, I guess make money and try and be successful. So in a way, for some years, I guess, not that I pushed God aside, but I perhaps the priorities maybe changed a little bit. Once I finished all my studies and started work, and then I started studying scripture on my own. Reading the Bible. I set a task sometime in my 20s, and I'm going to read the Bible from cover to cover. And I did that several times. And along the way, I'd pick and highlight particular points and cross-referencing. And then when Google came about, I started doing a little bit of that and just trying to put the puzzle together for myself, effectively. So we'd go to church first thing in the morning, and we'd come home, we'd do a little bit of study to get with the kids, and I'd do my own study, So we did that for a while, and then I felt I needed something more. And at that time, obviously I knew a lot about other, Christian denominations, and I had a good idea of what they all believe in, or what interpretation of scripture, they had. And so after maybe, close to 20 years of studying the Bible on my own, I'm thinking, these Adventists, I think they're onto something, because it just seems to be that what I'm studying, what I'm learning, it seems to be in line to what this church also, believes in, or the faith of this church. So, and then I guess at the same time, my nephew Dante started coming to the school here. And then at a particular point in time, I think they also started coming to church, because I think Dante's friends used to come to church. So then at one point he wanted to come to church. So, they started coming, and I thought, this is probably the way it was meant to be. It gave me a bit of an encouragement, I guess, to start coming to church, because I was running out of ideas at home, especially with the kids. And I actually needed more for myself as well. So then I started coming here. I just liked the concept here. It's a come as you are type church. There's no judgment. You don't get looked upon differently because of how you look or what you wear. And it's a great program for the children. And I just felt it was like home, on Saturday. So it's been good for me. I work pretty long hours, and when I get to that Friday afternoon, it's just like I'm longing for that break. And I can just feel how it was meant to be. We were all meant to have a break. I don't really like to miss, because as you know, the sermon's like a storyline, for example, like it's a continuation. So I love it. It's just not an isolated sermon. It's a story, So it just gives me hunger for more and more, So in addition to Connect Group, I found out not long after I started coming to Kellyville that Martin was running an interdenominational Bible study. I wanted to know more, and I've always got questions, and I just like Martin's style, and he's very respectful towards other denominations. And we do have other denominations that study with us, on Tuesday night, and we just all respect one another, and we're all there for one reason, for Jesus, Yeah, and then along the way, the thought of baptism, comes up in my mind every now and again. And I wanted my family, although it's a relationship and a walk between me and Jesus, in a way I still wanted my family to, I wanted their blessing as well. So, as much as, we are, a family of faith and religion, it's always difficult, if someone's going off to a different church, I'm happy that I've got the support of my family. And I'm just really excited about getting baptized. I've got to acknowledge and thank, my mother and my grandmother, because, it's their values and their faith that's given me the foundation, I guess, to move on and then make that decision myself. It's an opportunity for me, to, I guess, make a declaration, not only to the congregation here at church, but I've also understood now it's a declaration to all of creation, the good and the evil, world, that I'm making a choice to follow Jesus. So, and I'm here today to do that, and I'm just really happy about it. These days, at the end, my eyes, my focus is totally on Jesus. Every decision I make, whether it's business or family life, I've always got Jesus in front of me. Every decision I make, the focus is on Christ. At the end, everything seems to fall into place. I have there's always brick walls and very stressful moments that come in front of me. I can't say life is smooth, because it isn't. And I think if your focus is on Jesus and you pray about it, I just find I get the answer. And at the time, I may not think that was the right thing to do. But then later on, you realized, that it was the right thing. So I'm far from perfect, but all I'm saying is I do my best, and I pray about everything, and I just hope to continue to grow and become closer to Christ. That's how I live my life.